Good morning, this is Pramod Jaiswal from English Chronicles. Today I am going to discuss one important question from Great Expectation. You know, Pip is the protagonist and he is the main hero, though he is a small child. Still, the author has chosen Pip as the protagonist. The question is Pip's quest for self improvement in Great Expectation. So you must have seen he was inherited by a big fortune, and all of a sudden his standard has been uplifted from a village boy to a urban place, and his standard is enhanced. So let's see. Pip is the pivotal character. He is the crux of the novel, on which the entire novel revolves. Charles Dickens has chosen Pip's improvement as the central theme of the novel. Pip has been living a simple countryman's life with his sister and Joe, working as a blacksmith's apprentice, means assistant. His dissatisfaction with his impoverished, means very poor state life in a small town, and his desire to improve himself is projected in the novel by Charles Dickens. A very nice quotation: avarice leads a person nowhere but to grave. Means greed is a worst thing for human being. Emotion of desire, emotional desire, infinite. Emotion or desire is infinite, unending. Our mind sways like the leaves of a tree. They are never static. When desires are fulfilled, it ensues extreme ecstasy, extreme joy. But if unfulfilled, not only torments the mind, disturbs the mind, but also shatters our heart and soul, making us inert, dejected, and worthless creatures, like worms crawling on the soil, readily exposed to be trampled, ravaged, and devoured by the ferocious scavengers. Means you become vulnerable and susceptible. Great are those who surmount the horses of desire and hold the rein, means lagam, to command rather than being enslaved and being commanded. Charles Dickens has portrayed Pip as a timid, feeble, tender, and sensitive boy whose impoverished and wretched condition has not only confined his whims and fancies, but crushed and crumbled his desire for self improvement. Such an oppressed, subdued, and shrunk boy is abruptly, means suddenly, catapulted, means uplifted, in a world of luxury and prosperity, where elite people look down upon middle class people by bequeathing him a fortune which he never had expected. Self improvement takes three forms in Great Expectations. What are they? First point is moral, social, and educational. Now we are going to discuss one by one. These motives propagates Pip's best endeavors, means efforts for self improvement throughout the novel. At the first meeting with the convict at the marshes, he robs food and some material for the convict out of fear, but it was his moral obligation to appease the hunger of the convict. In the second instance, we see when the convict Magwitch reached the chamber in a wretched condition and fully drenched condition at his place to meet Pip. When he came to know that he was his benefactor, means he has given the fortune, he felt like returning every farthing, means all the money which he had taken. But he couldn't. He was morally obliged not to hand him over to the police. Rather, he gave him shelter and arranged for him and prowess that misconvict to leave the country safely. Thus, we see an enhancement in his morality. So, his moral character has been highlighted. Now, second point is his social improvement. When Pip meets Estella at Satis' house, he felt humiliated when she said Pip calls knaves jacks. She insulted him for having coarse hands and very thick boots. Her contempt for Pip was so strong that it became infectious, and he caught it. Pip felt he needs to improve. He was greatly humiliated and insulted by a girl. Humiliation is not the only danger that confronts the self improving hero. Pip cannot confront upper class arrogance with the confident and idealized dignity. On the contrary, the realities of class relations constantly expose the self improving hero. He is exposed. Now, third point is educational. He was greatly interested in studying, learning, and when he got the big fortune, he expresses his instinct for self improvement in his quest for education as a means of improving his lot. He bought many books to study. So you see, even in his childhood, he went to Mr. Wopsel's aunt for education, you remember. As a young man, he got lessons from Matthew Pocket. Finally, through examples of Joe, Biddy, and Magwitch, we see a lot of improvement has been brought up. Pip learns that social and educational improvement are irrelevant to one's real worth, and that conscience and affection are to be valued above erudition, means education, and social standing. If you like this explanation, please share among your friends, press the like button, and do subscribe to my channel so that you get continually something or the other which will be beneficial. Once again, I thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.